Oh. Hi, and welcome to my channel. Now today's video is about all the items I've kept over the last 4 years. It's something that gets asked now and again, what have you kept? Shit. Hi, and welcome to the channel. Now today's video is a question I get asked now and again, is what items have you kept, or which ones did you get rid of, that kind of stuff. Have you still got this? Have you still got that? All that kind of stuff. Not that I keep millions of them, let's don't get carried away here. I get a few questions on that. That's one of the main questions I get, obviously about repairs and a few other bits and pieces that I may be able to help out. I get them questions, and what does this sound like compared to that? That's something else. But another question I get asked, mainly by my mates actually, is how much can you earn on YouTube? But I've had a few people ask me how much does the channel bring in and all that, so I've answered them back. There's only a few people that's asked me that, but my mates asked me as well, and I thought maybe some of you would be interested on what you can earn on YouTube as well. So I'm going to leave that to a separate video because this video is going to be long enough as it is, but I'm also going to tell you that obviously most people know by now that most of my subscribers, and I thank you all for subscribing, and I'm probably going to lose 1 or 2 years, if not hundreds of years now, is that I'm winding the channel down. I need a break, I'm burnt out kind of thing. I need to sit back and relax, listen to the stuff that I've got here without being overcritical and got to say this, got to say that, I mustn't forget to mention this, all that kind of stuff, and looking for stuff. It's hard work, you know what I mean? For me it is anyway. Some other channels may be a little bit easier, and I should imagine some other channels are a lot harder. It is harder than going to work, to be honest with you. It may not sound like it, you may think, oh, you're your own boss, you can do it. You're like, not that I'm really earning any money out, it's not work to me, but it can take up a lot of your time where you never really switch off and relax. And I've got other things I'm interested in, video games, some old classic video games that I like to sit back and play again. I've done a few programming video games, not very good games, but I like to just have a little dabble again with that maybe. And doing a bit of graphic stuff. I'm not really any good at it, but I wouldn't mind like trying to just do a few effects and stuff like that. Just like to tinker around to kind of get away from it and to kind of like chill out, shall we say. So yeah, as you noticed, I put up a few quizzes. I'm just mucking about with that, also mucking about with a few other programs, etc., just seeing how they work and all that kind of stuff. Not that I'm really good at it, I'm not going to be. I'm going to be at the bottom level for all that. There's people million, everyone's probably better than me kind of thing, but I just like tinkering around with it, just keeps the old brain going, and I'll get excited really. I'll get a silly graphic going across the screen, that's quite exciting for me, but anyway, that's me. But yeah, so I'm going to look back about that, put a few quizzes up. I've got quite a few more quizzes I'm probably going to muck about with, so they're going to go up on the channel, some holiday snaps and some other bits and pieces and whatever I come along across, maybe some more HiFi in the future. I may come across something else I may think you're interested, not particularly you interested, my subscribers, maybe someone else is interested in. It's not related to HiFi, all that kind of stuff. So I don't blame you if you disappear. I'll probably do the same, or may not. I ain't really thought about it, but anyway, I truly understand that. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? I just want to put a few, I don't want to put one thing on one channel, one thing on another, and start splitting it. I haven't really called it an HiFi channel, it's just called my name, Michael Yates. And I just want to keep that as it is. So I'll go one place and find out whatever I put up there. It's up there for good. If I lose it or accidentally delete it, which I have done tons of stuff, I've got it there as is kind of thing. So like I say, that's what it's going to be for a little while now. Let's need to chill out and take it easy kind of thing, and just relax and just do what I want to do kind of thing, rather than have that HiFi on all the time. But what we'll do, we'll go through a few items now. I've only got a couple here at the top. I was going to stack them all up to the ceiling or something like that, all the bits I've kept. I'll go around here, but they're dotted around the bedroom, so I'm sure you can trust me by now that what I say I've got, and if I've got rid of something I'll tell you, and stuff like that. So people do ask me what you kept. Now I started this channel on the back of Stereo Review X really, because he kind of got me interested, because he started bringing out all this vintage stuff, and I thought, well, yeah, I remember all that. Oh, am I getting that again, and this, that and the other. But he was just doing his reviews, and I thought I can bring a bit of repair into it. Not that I'm fantastic repair or anything like that, but I do a bit of repairing, know a little bit about, enough to do a few things. And I thought maybe I could bring that to the channel and kind of bring a bit of both kind of things. So that's what I did along the way. Hopefully helped out a few people here and there with some stuff, that kind of stuff on the repair side. So I thought I could bring that, but like I say, I'm pretty much burnt out now. At the moment, trying to think to bring some other stuff to the channel, and going to buy stuff is a bit, not going to do that, because as you know, I've retired and I haven't got any money coming in. Got no pension coming in yet. I've got to wait till I'm 67, so it's a few years down the line yet. So I'm just living off of savings at the moment. So, and that soon dwindles down away the prices are. So YouTube still brings me a little bit of an income, very small amount, as you'll see. in a later video, and also I do a couple of other little bits and pieces which both from each kind of come on par with what YouTube brings in, so it helps, you know what I mean, it helps me tick along, but things are expensive. I'm not going to sit in the house all day, got to go out, etc. So pretty much I think you've got an idea anyway. So anyway, let's get on with it. So the bits I've kept now, I started this channel open-minded, completely open-minded. Now I've only got what I've bought on the channel, and I've stuck to being a bit safe, if I'll be honest, because once I started buying a few Sansui items, that's not Sansui, a few Sansui items, I kind of was confident to go and buy another one. Where when some other makes which I bought and I thought weren't that great, I kind of weren't so confident in going in that direction, so I probably missed a few. But also I bidded low. Everything I bidded on was low. You know, I'm a bit of a tight git. I mean, I weren't going to spend fortunes on anything. Everything I bought, I kind of waited for, and I probably missed hundreds of other good items in the meantime. But I always bidded low, or went in a shop and it was a good price for me to get, that I think I'll get my money back if I was going to pass it on, that kind of stuff. Taking fees and bits and pieces and postage, all that out of the equation. So if I went and bought something for 70 quid, I thought I'd get 70 quid back for it after me fees, etc. So I would have to think I'm selling it for 100 quid, something like that, you know what I'm saying, to kind of get my money back, or most of my money back. So them opportunities are few and far between, this is what I'm trying to say, and it did bias what I was buying as well. But I've had quite a few makes, I suppose. Not a lot of British makes, that's one thing. So it's unfair to say this is the best of the best and all that, because it's going to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds better than this at the same kind of price level. This is what I'm trying to say. But this is what I've kept. I thought you may be interested anyway. And I think most of you know what I've kept anyway. But there has been a few questions asking me, what have I kept? So the Sansui 222 is one of them. Nice little amplifier. On the valvey sound, sounds a bit valvey. Not going to go into too much detail because otherwise it'd be here all day. So that's the Sansui 222. Now I did get a Sansui AU317. You can't see it, it's just there. This is the Mark II. Now I'll get the Mark I as well, I think. That's a nice amplifier. I didn't do a review on that because even though I've got it, I haven't done a review on this because Stereo Review X has done a review on the 317. I think this probably saying pretty much the same. This is the Mark II. So yeah, I think this pretty much sounds the same. I would have thought it's going to be very close anyway, so what's the point of me repeating a kind of review? It was a bit pointless really. So that's the 317. Like I say, I'll probably get the 317, the original, the Mark 1. This is the Mark 2 I've got the 217, which is the Mark 1, that's down here. Another amplifier like these are different sounding. These Sansuis do sound different to each other, so that's why I kept them. I won't keep too many items that sound all the same. Because it's pointless swapping them over. You're just going to get the same sound out again. What's the point? I keep swapping it over and getting exactly the same sound. They've all got some slight or some variation to the sound. So that's why I've kept it. Another nice amplifier, the 217. Right, I've got Marantz here. I haven't kept this. I brought this up from downstairs. You've probably seen me Marantz review. This is the PM 5005. I did keep it downstairs because there's a remote control for the old missus. But since then, I've got the NAD C350. Is it the 350? I think it was the 350. I decided to take that downstairs, and you can hear the difference straight away as soon as I plugged it in, turned it on. I thought it's much better. So that was a NAD 350, more detail, just more space around it. Say the instruments. I'm watching films and stuff like that with it. But it's more detail. It's got it's better anyway. Let's put it that way. So that's why I've still got that. Basically, I'm going to put this up for sale. I'm not going to keep that, but that's what's here at the moment. So that's there. I've got my speakers here. I've managed to knock one over a minute ago. I don't know if you caught that on the beginning or not, I don't know. I may have put it on the beginning of the video, I may have done. So that's me knocking this speaker over. So there's my speakers. That's the Dynaco 825s, and I've been listening to them quite a bit. They've been on for the last week. Even though, if you want to get really into it, I think the A35s are better. They just sound a bit more better, let's put it that way. So, but I've been enjoying these because these are a little bit more, like I say, a bit more forward. I think I mentioned it on that video, a bit more forward. Maybe not as accurate as the other ones, but they're not far off. They're very close to each other. But they're quite nice. They're quite an engaging speaker and that, and I've been enjoying myself with them. I've quite liked them. So that's the Dynaco A25s. I kept the A35s as well. I've got my Diamond 3 speakers. I've kept them. Now someone just did I think a day or two ago, said he picked up a pair of Morden short A10s. On my recommendations. They're another nice little speaker. I could have quite easily kept them, same as the little JPW monitors, that kind of stuff. They're all nice little speakers, but I can only keep certain amount of stuff. So I've got the Diamond Freeze, I've got the leading edge, the the Mission leading edge there. So I'm going a bit random here, just going as I see things around the room. So I've got them. I've still got my Monitor Audio B2 speakers. They're underneath there. So I've got my my Cambridge AR60 with the A60 Cambridge little amplifier, little British amplifier, which sounds quite nice. I've got that there. Behind that, I've got my Marantz 1030 amplifier. Not that I'll get it out and play it or put it on at all really. It's just sitting there. It's quite a nice brushed aluminium front, but amplifiers that sound better than it. But the reason I've still got it, they don't go for nothing over here in the UK. In America, you may get $200, something like that. For me to put that up for £60 or something like that on eBay and take me commission and all that out of it, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? I want to get 40 quid or something by the time I post it. What's the point? For 40 quid, I'd rather keep the amplifier and leave it a while. Maybe one day put it on eBay, maybe just keep it. I mean, it's a nice looking little amplifier and it's not worth it. I'm going to lose, but I actually paid more for it than that. So I'm definitely going to keep that. Now, I missed this out. The CD player, I've got 3 of these at the moment. This is the only for spares and that, and it was all cheap. This is the Philips CD 160, but tell a lie, one of them is the 360. So yeah, I've got 2 160s and 1 360. I did have a couple of other CD players that are kind of JVC and a Panasonic. They kind of come and went. Don't forget this is a budget channel. I'm not going to buy anything expensive, but these are all cheap and they give quite a nice sound. I'm happy with the sound with them. So that's my CD player that I missed out. Now if we go down the bottom here, I've got me what's underneath there? I've got my Sansui 331 is here. I've kept my Sansui 331 and I've kept my Sansui 441, which is just underneath there. And on top of it is my Sansui Q500, little quad, only 5 watts a channel I think it is, quadraphonic receiver. That's quite nice as well. And if I look over there, I've got my Sansui 200, little, I think it's 8 watts, little amplifier, not an amplifier, receiver, little receiver there. All of these are on my channel. This is what I've kept. Now, I did get rid of them, just make sure that nothing else is here that I've missed out. There's nothing there, is there? No, that is all the items I've kept. Okay. Oh, sorry, Sansui 101 is behind that board. So I've got my Sansui AU 101. I forgot about that. I thought it may have been something else, but I missed out. So Sansui AU 101. So as you can see, most of my stuff is all Sansui. Didn't start out in that direction, just the way it went. Now I'm just going to talk about a few items that I did get rid of. I got rid of the Audiolab 8000, 8000A, even though it had better detail than quite a bit of this stuff. It had better detail, more fine and refined. It just wasn't engaging enough for me. When you first turn it on, that's great. You're going to hear, especially when you put one of these on maybe, you can hear the difference. You're going to go, oh, that sounds more refined than that. It's got that more detail to it. But got a bit boring for me, to be honest with you. Not something you would have on for too long. You know, once you've played maybe one album, you wouldn't be encouraged to go and get another album and plonk it on, either on the platter or the CD. You wouldn't be encouraged to go and get another one. You kind of think that'll do me, kind of thing. Where this here, I'm always thinking, let's put something else on, let's put something else on, that kind of stuff. So that's why I didn't keep that. Didn't keep the NAD 3020. Even though it's a musical amp, as everyone knows, it's quite a nice amp. It just didn't have the detail. It's a bit muddy on that. And what's his name? Kevin at Ditton Works was after one, and I thought, well, he's done me enough favours, so I'll just send that off to him. So I'll let him have the amplifier. But yeah, so you know, I can always get another one if I really wanted to. But I'm in no hurry to get one of those. It's kind of something that you think, well, I should have it really. If you're into HiFi, it should be in your collection really. But I don't think it'd be an amplifier I'd be putting on. Like I say, it's got that muddy bit to it. It's just got a little bit muddy for me. And these other amplifiers just give that more detail, that space around the instruments and the space in the room as well, which is more important to me. So that's why I got rid of that amplifier. What else was there? Someone asked me about the Celestion Ditton 3 speakers, them little bookshelves I had. I've got rid of them. I've got rid of them, but to a person where I know where they are. It's to a mate of mine, which I've also given him one of my turntables as well. My little what turntable was it? Technics turntable. Also gave him that. They're on kind of permanent loan. I can always go and get them back, but I would have to swap them with something else that I've got because he uses them quite often. So that turntable's gone there, and them speakers have gone there. I'm looking at. I will get the Mark II versions of them. They're supposed to be a bit more bassier, a bit more nicer sounding. That's what people were telling me. A few people had told me. So I'm not in a rush. I may plod along and get a pair of them. But so yeah, there are another pair of speakers that are nice that I've got rid of, but they're still there if I wanted them. And for the record player, I've had a few turntables, like say that Technics and a Sansui, which kind of broke down after a while. But I've kept my Victrola, as it's spelled, Visctrola. It's okay, it's not a bad sounding little amplifier. I've got a couple of styluses there, the Audio Technica styluses that I put on there, is it the 1600, and another one which is in the box up there that I can kind of swap over. And I didn't pay a lot for that. That was brand new from HMV. You can get a few bargains. It did retail for £199. But I'll tell you what happened there very briefly, and something maybe you should take into consideration as well when buying stuff, that if you read the reviews, quite a few people liked it, but there's also people that didn't like it. The reason they didn't like it was the anti-skating. It was kind of like pulling the stylus, the record was kind of playing, and the arm was dragging across. That anti-skating was dragging the arm across, and they couldn't control it, kind of thing. So obviously a fault of the player. So obviously put a lot of people off buying that, I should imagine, because there's quite a lot of them faults. When I read the reviews, there's quite a lot saying that. So if you're just going to go and buy something, you think, oh, yeah, maybe I'll give that a money miss. But you're getting a guarantee with it. You can't fail, especially if you're paying £50 for it, which I did, and it retails for £199. £50, go and get it, play it. If it don't work, you've got a guarantee. Just take it back and say it don't work. So you haven't really lost anything. So maybe that's why it put quite a few people off, because they sat there for quite a while. I was tempted to get a couple more, thinking I'll get a couple more of these. But you know, not a spare to actually sell on, maybe, you know, get them and sell them on. I can go and buy something else for the channel. But I thought, well, that's going to put too many people off. And they sat there for ages. I think it put a lot of people off. So yeah, it was sitting there for a long time. And like I say, I was tempted to get another one or two, maybe, just to make a little bit of profit. I made a much profit, but just to go and get an amplifier or something, you know, something towards it. So that, you know, it's not a bad sounding little turn, about £50. That's what the channel's all about, getting something nice and cheap. So that's it. So that's all the items I've kept. I thought you may be interested in. I'm just making sure I haven't missed anything out. Just give me 1 minute, because there's a ball in the way. I know the Sansui's behind it. Just going to make sure that that is it. Make sure they don't fall over. Just making sure I didn't miss anything out there. No, so that is it. That is all the items I've kept. Like I say, as you know, quite a majority of are Sansui, and it's a kind of sound that, you know, these kind of units sound, the era, what would it be, 70 to probably 79, maybe 80, if we talk about the Sansui 317 and 217, that kind of era I've kept in the Sansui range. I like the speakers I've got at the moment. I've got a reasonable range of speakers, all give kind of different sounds. The amplifier give, you know, different sounds as well. All sounds I like, all sounds I can sit back, relax and listen to. None of them are harsh, none of them are fatiguing. They're, you know, a nice sound that you can listen to all day, kind of thing, without getting you know, aggravated by it or thinking I've had enough of that and have to turn that down or anything like that. It's all nice, sweet sounding amplifiers, speakers, etc. Just making sure nothing else. No, that is it. So yeah, I say thanks for watching. I will come back, like I say, with a couple of load of rubbish for most people, and that video about the earnings on YouTube that some of you may be interested. A few of you did ask me questions, and I know my mates, I've already told them, but they're probably going to tune in and listen to that video again, just in case I forgot to sell them something. Okay, until the next video, which could be a while or whenever, I'll say thanks for watching and see you all soon.